Disclaimer: I am just a humble Genshin Impact fan. I do not own any of the rights to Genshin Impact, or any of the content within it, such as the lore books. Those specifically belong to Hoyoverse. What I do have, however, are friends with things like learning disabilities, such as dyslexia and ADHD, or very little free time, making reading the lore books either in-game or on wiki pages hard for them. Our solution to these problems has been for me to make these recordings so that they can listen to them and still get to enjoy Genshin lore like the rest of us. I have chosen to upload these recordings to YouTube as a way of sharing them with other fans within the community who might be in similar situations. I am admittedly no voice actress, trained narrator, or video editor, but I have tried my best, so please be gentle with me. Therefore, without further ado, let's get into today's story. Yakshas, the Guardian Adepti. Obtained during the Glimmers of the Vigilant Yaksha part of Zhao's story quest, Alatus Chapter, Act 1, Butterfly's Dream, at the One Wind Bookhouse. A volume out of the Hidden Wonders and Folklore of Liyue collection, which serves as Liyue's own version of Tour of the Land of Liyue, an encyclopedia of folk beliefs and customs by Masudi, a scholar from Sumeru. Due to the archaic nature of the author's writing style, it was largely dismissed by the public and publishers alike. Yakshas, the Guardian Adepti, introduces the readers to the various Yakshas who fought side by side with the Geo-Archon. Liyue knew naught but plague in antiquity. The warmongering gods made it so, for the vanquished were crushed under the rocks, and there they rotted and became soil. Thus were they returned to the cycle of elements, which doth span both heaven and earth, and which knows no end. But some souls held on to their hatred, and took on flesh once more as demons. The demons rose up in anger, giving rise to a miasma which in turn engendered all manner of plagues, monsters, and other perverse evils. They starved the earth and churned the waters, and wrought devastation on the people. Therefore it is said, the demonic is the shadow of the divine. Liyue suffered many outbreaks of disease in ancient times. Some say this was caused by the chaos of the relentless warring between gods. The defeated were squashed beneath the rocks of the earth, where they decomposed and became soil, and finally re-entered the everlasting elemental cycle. Some of the gods' souls were filled with bitterness at their fate, and refused to suffer it any longer. Their bitterness materialized and became evil monsters. The monster's rage manifested itself in the form of diseases, monster infestations, and all other strange occurrences. The monsters ravaged the land and turned it into a wilderness, and unleashed all manner of evil upon the rivers and seas. They inflicted untold suffering on the people, hence what we call monsters are in fact physical manifestations of the resentment of gods defeated in war. Rex Lapis summoned Yakshas unto him to purge the demons. Illuminated beasts of dreadful appearance and warlike temperament were they, and no brutality did they spare in their duty to defend. Of the many, 5 were the strongest: Bosacius, Indarius, Boneus, Menogius, and Elatus. Wherever battle took Rex Lapis, so too did they follow, until the plague was purged. The 5 are known unto mortals as the Yakshas. Rex Lapis summoned Yakshas to help him destroy the monsters. The Yakshas were illuminated beasts of Liyue. Ferocious and intimidating to behold, they were violent by nature and formidable in battle, ready to kill mercilessly to defend Rex Lapis's rule. Among the Yakshas, 5 were known as the strongest: Bosacius, Indarius, Boneus, Menogius, and Elatus. The 5 followed Rex Lapis into battle countless times, finally wiping out the evil at its source. They became known throughout the world simply as the Yakshas. The Yakshas were guardians of Rex Lapis for years without measure, and the evils they vanquished were incalculable. Yet mighty though they were, beyond the torment that betide all who face war, the Yakshas were not, and they became afflicted. Some were given unto their rage, others unto a madness which fear-mongered. Many turned to the slaughter of their own, others were bewitched by the shadows of the soul. After a millennium did fate present itself unto them, and it was such. 3 of the 5 perished, the 4th vanished, and all of the myriad shared the fate of the 3 or 4th. The 5th alone prevailed, and the 5th was a lattice. The Yakshas faithfully protected Rex Lapis and pacified all manner of catastrophes in the world. This continued for many years, but there came a day when the Yakshas, despite their might, found that their deeds had taken their toll, and that the remnants of divine bitterness began to poison them. Some descended into a blind rage of a kind that cannot be put into words. Others were driven to fear to equally indescribable madness. Some turned on and destroyed each other. Some were lost to delusions of the mind. After 1,000 years' scourges, 3 of the 5 were slain, and 1 disappeared. Many other Yakshas of unknown name also either died or fled. In the end, only 1 of the 5, Elatus, survived. Elatus is the golden-winged king who is also the conqueror of demons. No one knows whence he came, nor whither he went. Only at springtime, during the offering of lanterns at night, might the people see the glow of Guyin and declare, "Behold, the vigilant Yaksha ends the dominion of demons!" Or they might hear the sound of a flute amongst the marsh reeds, but find none who plays the flute, and thus declare, "Hark! The Yaksha calls to summon his old friends to their homeland." Elatus is known as the Golden-Winged King, or alternatively, as the Conqueror of Demons. Nobody knows where he came from, and nobody knows where he went. In the spring of each year, when the Lantern Rite Festival arrives, Liyue people will gaze at the glow in the air above Guyin Stone Forest and say, "Behold, the guardian Yaksha ends the dominion of demons." Some hear a sound like a flute coming from Dihua Marsh, but when they enter the marsh, there is no flutist to be found. They say, "Hark, the Yaksha calls to summon his old friends to their homeland." Thus, divine endowment doth carry with it that ultimate and unbreakable trial, to lose kin, friend, or ally, to face the impossibility of redemption, to burn in everlasting anger, and know no respite. To become the foe of an ancient evil was to abandon hope of both reward and resolution in his endeavours. His torment was that of the preter, which is to be without satiety after 10,000 fates. For this reason, it is said that the wages of being blessed with supernatural power is a destiny of hardship and eventual destruction. For the Yaksha lost all his friends, family, and those he fought alongside. He built up an incalculable karmic debt from the violent deeds his life necessitated, and the consequence was a heart filled with darkness and hatred from which there was no rest. There was no reward to be gained for making an enemy of his own bitterness and hatred for the old days, nor was there any escape from the unbearable suffering. The torment ate away at his heart like an insatiable wolf, and the infinite number of lifetimes could have done nothing to reduce it. Other information. The Yaksha Elatus is Zhao. This book is referred to by Zhifang as an old chestnut, and she also tells the traveller, "You're a rare breed of youngster if that's what you like to read," when they and Paimon ask her if she has any copies. After its release in version 1.3, adjustments were made to the English localization in version 3.1. They included changing the Y in Yakshas from an uppercase to a lowercase, fixing some grammatical hiccups such as the old text reading, "Wherever battle took Rex Lapis, so did they follow," to the new text reading, "Wherever battle took Rex Lapis, so too did they follow," and the old text reading, "Liyue people will glaze at the glow in the air," to the new text reading, "Liyue people will gaze at the glow in the air." Other names. Sources. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Ad astra, Abasosk.